What's up? It's Robert from Existence First, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the immune system. Specifically, we're going to be talking about how the immune system can give us insight into our own mind and psychology. So if you're at all familiar with anatomy and physiology, then you know that one of the ways in which the immune system works is by flagging any substance or tissue that seems to be foreign as non-self, and then attacking it, and leaving any tissue that is deemed self or belonging to you, leaving that tissue alone. And that's why it's dangerous to do organ transplants, because you might get a fully functioning organ, but if the immune system detects it as non-self, then it could start attacking that organ, and then you have no more organ. So I wonder sometimes to what extent our mind and our psychology do this as well. It's important to look for patterns in life and to see one sort of mechanism or way of that life works, such as our microbiology, and extend that to other areas, not just psychology, but I mean, how similar does that sound also to when throughout history different civilizations have gotten into wars over territory, and someone invades, crosses the border, and now they're considered non-self, or they're not a citizen, right? So in many ways you can see the telescoping structure of the universe, where at a level of microbiology we have the immune system flagging things as self and non-self, and at the level of macro level of countries we have, you know, civilizations doing the same thing. But ultimately this channel is about psychology, so let's stick with that. Now, can the mind determine whether something is self or non-self, and what sort of objects would that be? Well, maybe if you're shopping and you see a t-shirt and you ask yourself, is this t-shirt me? I mean, does this express me? Is it my style, or is it not me, right? Maybe you might evaluate your groups of friends that way. Maybe, I remember when I was growing up, kids, to be cool, they started using different phrases, right? New phrases and new wordings, and, you know, like, what's up, you know, that was cool in the 90s, right? But you got to ask yourself, am I going to use this phrase too? Does it feel like me? Does it not feel like me? But there's even more consequential aspects other than just catchphrases. I mean, look at careers and jobs. People choose careers and jobs and might think that it doesn't feel like them, and that would be a shame. I would encourage people to leave those jobs as soon as possible. I myself, when I was in college, I started an internship, and I was working 40 hours a week at a Fortune 500 company. This was, you know, traditional corporate America, but being exposed at a very young age. And it totally did not feel like me. No one around me was spiritually awake. They were all asleep, spiritually asleep, even though we were all making very good money, and a lot of them had families. They had a lot going for them. They just, part of them, their soul was like empty, it felt, you know. So anyways, that's why I left there, and I worked in psychology for the next 10 years, right? And I'm very happy with that choice, very happy. So we got to ask ourselves, you know, as you're watching this video, ask yourself, how do I know? You know, how do you know when things are you or not you? You know, how do you know? Is your lifestyle right now that you're living, is that you, or is it not you? And if you're familiar with these videos from Existence First and my philosophy, you might say, well, you know, how does this not contradict your philosophy that we create ourselves from nothing, that we're, you know, ultimate freedom, and, you know, existence precedes essence, and, you know, well, maybe I'll answer that in another video, but because I'd rather give it to you to think about. But for now, I mean, think about those questions, and whether your mind has a sense of, this is the path for me and this isn't the path for me, because life is short and we have to evaluate constantly. If we don't consciously decide on our direction, then we're just going to float by. And that's not acceptable for the most intelligent species on this planet. Think deeply and put your existence first.